Hello and welcome to Annapolis City Digest. I'm Digital Media and Marketing Coordinator for the City of Annapolis, Rhonda Wardlaw. Well, looking around the capital city of Maryland, you can see why this place, which is home to 37,000 people and nestled where the Severn River meets the Chesapeake Bay, is called a national jewel. Architecturally, Annapolis boasts some of the finest 17th and 18th century buildings in America, including the homes of all four Maryland signers of the Declaration of Independence. A National Historic District with oversight from the city's Historic Preservation Commission protects the authenticity of more than 1,600 historic buildings in the city's downtown. Founded in 1649, Annapolis is, by comparison, well, a fairly young city. But in our 300 years of embracing our history and our heritage, we have really created the perfect balance of old world charm and new world technology. Annapolis city government runs a public access television station, inviting public participation in promoting local events, educational meetings, and citizen outreach programs. City Hall also sends out real-time news and information through our newly redesigned government website and social media tools and applications. Knowing that all of you watching our program today are gathered from the four corners of the globe, let's go to City Communication Director Philip McGowan to tell us more about the makeup of Annapolis.
Well, Rhonda, Annapolis is a center for business and government, a popular visitor destination, and a recreation boating mecca. While it is a relatively compact city with 7.2 square miles of land area and 17 miles of waterfront, it's a diverse community, with 24% of the population identifying themselves as Black or African American and 11.6% identifying themselves as Hispanic or Latino. Needless to say, with this diversity, Annapolis is also the site of a wide variety of events and cultural activities. Known for its highly desirable quality of life, Annapolis is home to both the U.S. Naval Academy and St. John's College, which is the third oldest institution of higher learning in the United States.
Thanks, Phil. And it's also important to note that water is central to our landscape by the mere fact that we're surrounded by 7 bodies of water. Annapolis, however, is also a lush leader of urban localities. And with more on that, we bring in Frank Biba with the city's environmental programs.
Rhonda, 42% of the city is covered by trees, one of the most expansive urban tree canopies in the state. This is enhanced by planting more than 1,000 new trees each year in the city, with many more given away to residents to plant at locations of their choice. Nearly 100 public and private rain gardens have also been created in Annapolis. Our historic district was improved when a mixed residential project called Acton's Landing was recently completed. The project adds 113 dwelling units to the community. 3 historic buildings on site were protected during the demolition and adaptively reused. Meanwhile, Rhonda, Annapolis has 1,100 units of older public housing and another 600 units of privately owned subsidized housing. Annapolis is now in the process of renovating and modernizing its public housing stock. To date, we have successfully renovated 100 units in 2 developments and are in the permitting stage to rehabilitate another 300 units. By the way, Rhonda, Annapolis has passed a green building ordinance that requires most new construction and all public building construction to meet U.S. Green Building Council construction standards. Back to you.
Thanks, Frank. And if Frank did not make it clear enough, preserving our environment is paramount. Well, Annapolis is intimately connected with the Chesapeake Bay, and more than half of our city is in the critical area. It's a shoreline zone that specifically managed to improve the water quality. Well, joining the program with more on our civic responsibility is environmental volunteer Chuck Duncan.
Did you know, Rhonda, that 900 volunteer citizens gather each year to plant trees and bulbs and create new gardens in public places and create landscaping, often used for street calming? Meanwhile, the Annapolis Conservancy Board is the first local government land trust in Maryland working to preserve and maintain green space around Annapolis in the form of conservation easements. And one program that's making it easier to go green and recycle is the Environmental Stewardship Certification Program. The program is a free program available to all businesses and homes in Annapolis. It uses a checklist of environmental best practices to create the next generation of Annapolis's environmental caretakers.
Oh, that's great, Chuck. Thank you so much. And drawing more than 4.5 million visitors annually, many coming for the environmental, historical, and maritime amenities, it remains a wonderful place to live, work, and raise a family. And joining us now to talk more about cultural and arts in Annapolis is Janelle Murph. Janelle, could you explain to us what you might consider as one of the more significant cultural outreach programs in Annapolis?
There's a particular program, Rhonda, that focuses on the underserved, non-English speaking population. El Centro de Ayuda, the Center of Help, offers assistance to the previously underserved, non-English speaking population. The center provides a number of services to help families meet everyday necessities. Their programs include adult literacy and continuing education, domestic violence and child abuse services, citizenship and voting information, financial management counseling, and legal assistance. Meanwhile, a significant part of Annapolis history and life in Annapolis today comes from the culture of African Americans who have shared in this community since its earliest days. Annapolis has a number of sites and structures that convey the African American experience, found in monuments, historic homes, churches, and museums. And with such a diverse population, the Arts and Entertainment District is robust and offers a number of venues for live music, street festivals, concerts, stage performances, gallery walks, and lectures.
Thank you, Janelle. While many of the arts and entertainment venues are part of the mechanism Annapolis uses to spur public involvement and participation, another way is through the City of Annapolis' television station. Some 37,000 residents have a vehicle to broadcast community information through the 32 programs airing on City TV. Also, all of our City Council meetings and workshops are broadcast live to residents and then repeated later in the week for those who cannot attend the regularly scheduled meetings. As you've seen throughout this program, citizens and community groups are involved in the many facets of everyday life right here in Annapolis, including 150 volunteers that serve as members of the 24 Annapolis boards and commissions. And healthy living starts right here. It's also a very important reminder for the need of clean air and exercise. The city has created a very active trail program and was voted one of America's most walkable cities. Creating walking alternatives is just one way that the City of Annapolis is facing the difficult issue of childhood obesity. In its newest campaign, Let's Move Annapolis, a team of professionals facilitate the long-range successes of this program. And with more on our Recreation and Parks Department is our director, Leanne Plummer.
Rhonda, the city offers a number of activities emphasizing a healthy lifestyle. They include the Fit City Challenge for public employees, the Mighty Milers for elementary students, the Splash Swim program for low-income families, and the Truxton Youth Triathlon, an annual event that challenges kids ages 7 to 17 to swim, bike, and run in a highly supportive and motivating community environment. A medical and dental clinic is part of creating a healthy lifestyle for our city's under and uninsured residents. About 200 doctors and dentists from Anne Arundel Medical Center volunteer their time and equipment to serve nearly 6,500 residents and provide preventative care and treatment. This is a free clinic, one of a handful in the nation. The city also recently welcomed residents to its new Roger W. Pittmoyer Community Recreation Center at Truxton Park. It has a 3,000 square foot fitness center, 3-court gymnasium, a rock climbing wall, exercise rooms for aerobics and dance classes, and an elevated 4-lane walking and jogging track. Knowing the importance of a healthy lifestyle, the facility is open to City of Annapolis residents and non-residents alike, and at all income levels. We encourage everyone to exercise because healthy living starts here.
Thanks, Leanne, for the update. Well, from activity with a physical benefit to activity that benefits our future, we turn to Planning and Zoning Director John Arison. John, can you help us understand what the city has done to actually engage our citizens in planning for the future?
The Annapolis Comprehensive Plan, completed in 2009, was prepared over a 3-year period with hundreds of hours of community involvement. The plan was organized around 3 main ideas important to the residents of Annapolis: preserving and enhancing the community's character, maintaining a vibrant economy, and promoting a green Annapolis. The comprehensive plan also responds to state guidelines and laws. The Sustainable Annapolis Community Action Plan adopted a set of emissions reductions targets and carbon reduction goals to be achieved by 2050, with interim milestones in 2012 and 2025. Public presentations and forums were conducted as part of the community education component of this planning effort. In its planning, the city responds to state and federal legal mandates but frequently goes beyond the letter of the law to achieve higher standards. Examples of this are the city's early adoption of progressive stormwater regulations, green building legislation, and actions addressing climate change. The city is currently writing a site development manual to educate builders about urban design and environmental goals desired by the city that go beyond the regulatory requirements.
Thank you, John, and thank all of you for watching Annapolis City Digest. In Annapolis, we understand that it is our responsibility to prepare for the future. It is our task to provide for our children's children, and it is our mission to allow future generations a chance to enjoy the planet and carry on as environmental stewards, continually working to keep this blue planet green.